Good morning. I My name is Melvin Jackson. I'm just a brother and a reminder of some issues that we face. I see a lot of mental illness out there. It bothers me because I care about what I see. I feel and I'm urged to open up myself to possibly help people deal with some of the things that life brings in their direction. One of them is I refer to as self-preservation. And one of the important things about that is that I find when I'm cornered and I have no direction and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to cry out. I'm stuck between me and myself. And I need help. And there was times that I didn't know how to ask for help. The situation was so large for me that I couldn't think straight. And lo and behold, God spared me of such a moment. But in hindsight, and when I look back at that moment, I hardly want to remember it. It is not the better side of myself or the highlight of where God was going to take me. But I had to survive that very moment. I had to dig deep to try to understand myself and what's going on. Once again, I didn't know how to ask for help. I have a good family. I have a big family. I have good friends, and I have a lot of friends. But for some reason, I wasn't able to cry out to them. I was stuck in my moment for me to face. And the truth is, I didn't know how to go about it. I think it's important not only to share that with you, but to tell you that there is help there. In hindsight and in looking back, I cried out to God. God only knows what that moment was for me. And it was crucial for me to sit before you today, that He spared me. I don't want to overplay the importance. I certainly don't want to downplay the importance of such a moment. What I say is don't give up. Fight with every fiber of who you are. That was such a hard moment, and when I think back of it, sometimes it makes me relive something that I really don't want to relive. But if it's helpful to somebody, then I will share that. Pray. Close your eyes and pray. There is a God. You may not see it, or sometimes to the strength of the level of belief. And maybe you don't need to have all of those things right away. They come in due time. But coming back to that moment, you need to survive that moment to go beyond. If you could bear with me for a second, when I look at my ancestors and what they went through to come to this foreign land, there were talks of my brothers and my sisters, the first chance they got, they jumped off the ship into the water. They would have rather died than to go where they didn't know where they were going. My heart goes out to them because they're also a part of me. But for a moment, I like to speak up to the survivors, those that went through what they had to go through, that allowed me to sit here at this very moment and thank them for not giving up. Because lo and behold, look at me today. I'm a remnant of them. If they didn't sacrifice, I wouldn't be sitting here before you. They believed, they believed that it would be better. They gave up their life and everything they know to come to this foreign land. The history, we know what it all was meant for. It was to be a, it was all, it was meant for me to be here this very moment because of their sacrifice. Now here I am facing other obstacles. I'm sorry, I don't mean to measure what's important to one person is not important to another, other than the fact to say that because of their sacrifice, I'm able to sit here today. Sure, we face a lot of things. You can take your choice of what brings me to the edge. It could be a loss of a loved one, a loss of a love, a loss of what to do when things aren't looking good for me. I'm not happy with myself, and I don't like the direction that I'm going in. That make me think that if I killed myself, if I put an end to myself, that I wouldn't see or feel or hear those pains. I don't know what that would mean in the realm of suicide, but I do know this, that when I do fight for my life, if you will, and I get past moments like that, and as I sit here before you today, that I faced that moment, I don't get a badge of honor, and nor do I need that. But I do get a truth that we can get past those moments, that we never give up. We're from a line of people that don't give up. We struggle and we fight and we go through whatever God has before us, but knowing that one day that I'll be free of what I'm feeling at this very moment. Everything doesn't always shed itself overnight, but I just can't give up. I just can't, and neither should you. My hope and my prayer for me was even when I made a silent prayer to God. He seen what I was going through when I was going through it, and he knew what it meant to me and my survival, and he spared me, that I'm able to sit here before you today. That whenever you're going through, or whatever it is that you're going through, you can't give up. You can't. I use the word can't because my family, we have more to live for than we have not. We under those moments of that we don't think things matter, but they do. They're important to us. They're important to our survival. We got to get past those moments. We can't give in to that inner thought. Sometimes I'll speak for myself, that I thought I knew myself, only for me to be reintroduced to myself. I didn't like a lot of things that I seen in myself. Let me introduce you to yourself. At this stage of my life, I'm 70 years old, July 4th, by the grace of God. Every part of that 70 years wasn't always wonderful, wasn't always great, and wasn't always the best. But I made it through those moments that led to where I am today. And you can too. We have to help each other. I am my brother's keeper, whether I like it or not. And as such, I feel compelled to share these things with somebody out there that might need help. Don't give up. Don't give way to the evil of that thought. Every thought that come across this mind or my brain is not only not doable, but it's not the better part of me. sometimes I have to deny myself. I think it begins to start to teach me about myself and who I am. Who I am and who would I want to be. Maybe I'm not that yet. And maybe that takes work for me to get where I need to go. But giving up is not the answer. I have to dig deep and find a reason to survive. I liken it to a button or a switch in myself, that when it comes to saving myself, that I have to do it. I have to get past this tough moment. I'll have to deal with it. Talking about it sometimes it is the answer, not all the time, because it doesn't seem like it's the answer right away. But communicating, open up to understanding and looking at different things help me to understand that I'm in a tough moment and I need help, and in order for me to survive, I have to get past this tough moment. And that's what I would like to speak about today, is getting past that moment. I used to hear phrases be said about you could be your best friend and you could be your worst enemy, depending on how you think. Your worst enemy gives up because it's not good counsel. It's not who we are and it's not who we want to be. Life is going to be tough. This is not going to be the only uphill battle. There's going to be more. This is the depth of the very beginning of my inner understanding of myself, that I must survive under any circumstances. I don't care how bad it look. I don't care how it look like there's no solution to it. I can't buy that. I gotta get past that to see what's beyond. There's a better me hidden in the background. Sometimes change don't always come how I expect it to come. Sometimes those moments are meant as a wake-up call to me, not to bow down to them and to give way to them. Never give up. Never, never, never give up. We must survive. We are from survivors. We got to dig in deep to what's important to us. We got to know there is a God. Sometimes we need to be reintroduced to say how serious life can be. It doesn't always have to be that serious, but at that moment, it does, because my very survival depends on it. My brothers and sisters, we have to fight for survival. It's as simple as that. If we're old enough to make a decision to quit, then we're old enough to make a decision to say, we'll wait it out. Believe me, oh, my loved ones, believe me when I say that is what I call my midnight hour. And we have to survive that midnight hour. We have to, because I don't want to sound so cliche when I hear phrases like joy cometh in the morning. The truth is that it does. But we gotta hold fast, man. We gotta grab hold to something. We gotta believe in something. We do whatever it takes to survive that moment. Excuse my emotion, because it's speaking my emotions to you. We got to get past that moment. Once again, I pull down the strength. I like to be an anchor. An anchor will stop a large ship. It'll hold it still long enough to know we can do this. We can get past this moment. We are at a point in our life, and I was at a point in my life when I went through this moment. It's hard. It's not easy. But the payment is justified. For I am a survivor. I am not a quitter. And I can't accept me telling myself that I am a quitter. And my answer is to do harm to myself, to give up, and never give myself a chance to see tomorrow. We must fight for our life. That is most important. We can and will. I'm here to help you if I can. For God has helped me. And my payment to him is to be my brother's keeper. I love you and I don't know you, but I'm beginning to know myself. And myself is a part of you. We're in this together. And we struggle together and we'll get through it together. There's a warrior asleep on God inside of you. Wake up to God in you. You can't give in. You must fight with every fiber to ever know who you are. You're going to be battle tested. Only God knows when that happens and how it'll happen and how it'll come about. Sometimes it comes by the least way that I would expect it to come. But yet it comes. Because I'm going to meet myself down the road. All of these things that I've collected that I thought made me who I am, find that they are of no use to me. Because when I get faced with that moment, none of those things are important to me. What's most important to me is getting to know who I am. Getting to learn to accept myself, my faults, my good and my bad. And if I'm strengthened enough, then I'll start going after the bad and change it. Change it. I can do it. We can do it. I'm here sitting in front of you because I've done it. And you can do it too. You have to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We're not from a people of quit. We're from a people who have survived those moments. I bless and I pray for the strength of those that maybe gave way to the very thing that we're talking about. Never do harm to yourself. Always, always hold on. There's a God. Maybe it's time that you got to know him because he's there for you. But we got to reach him. Our change isn't always overnight. It's not always in an hour and a half an hour and 20 minutes. Sometimes it takes days, months, and years. But we have to survive to get to that point. And so, beloved, I'm sitting here before you, a living proof that you can get past that moment. Let me be your anchor. Let me be your reminder. Let me be a messenger to you that not only you can do it, you will do it, and it is your job to do. You stand up against anything that's out to destroy you. Once I get to know myself, if there's parts of myself that I need to do away with, so be it, because it makes me a better person, a stronger person. It returns me back on guard and back on duty like I should, soldiering like I should, not giving way to this evil and this wicked and this self-destroying part of myself. Understanding and being introduced to myself, accepting the good and the bad in myself. When I see a change need to be made, I am of courage to change that. I can change myself. I can change my circumstance. I have to believe in me. And if I'm weak in believing in me, then there is a God that watches over me, that will take me through my ups and downs. Every day isn't going to be a ray of sunshine. If you see it coming across my face as I'm talking to you, then so be it. Because sometimes there's going to be rain, and sometimes there's going to be wind, and sometimes there's going to be a storm. We got to hold fast, my brothers and sisters. We can do it. We have to find a need to do it. We have to survive. We have no choice. Don't give ourselves a choice to give him way, to say, I will call it Satan, because it's the evil of myself. I can't allow myself to destroy myself. I have to make it through those moments. Please let me help you, if you will. I realize that everybody isn't going to turn to help. Some of us will, and those are the ones that I'm speaking to. We have to get past those moments. Never do harm to yourself. Never, ever do harm to yourself. Always, always, always dig in. You have a safety valve, use it. You have a God, talk to him. Get to know who you are. Get to know where you want to go. Your dreams are there. Don't give up your dreams. Don't give up all you want. God didn't bring you this far for it to end like this. We got to dig deep, my brothers and sisters. We can help each other. We can help ourselves. When we help ourselves, we help others. Because when others see that that's not the way out, it is not. Excuse my expression. Sometimes we find ourselves under certain influences that's not helpful to ourselves. When I find for myself, when I'm going through something, liquor is not the answer. Herb is not the answer. Getting high, is not the answer. There's a time and a place for celebration and high spirits and those things. When we're going through something, that is not the time. We need to be sound mind and body. But when that request comes for us, we got to be ready. We got to be sharp, and our thinking's got to be up to par. We don't need to wait for us to fall by the wayside that we cry out. Sometimes so be it. But today, I want us to be ahead of it. I want us to be prepared to face whatever life is going to throw our way. Like I said, every day isn't going to be great. Every day isn't going to be the best. Every day isn't going to be what we perceive to be good. But we never give up. Never give up, because we'll never see what that day has. Fight, man. Fight, woman. Fight, child. This is to young people as well. Don't follow what everybody else do. Don't give way to that weakness. It's weak. It's wrong, and we're not of that. Don't give way to that, and don't allow that thinking in. When you think of that, you think of your strength. Think of where you came from. Think of the sacrifices that was made before this moment just for you to survive. To do what? To give way? No. No. Those lives would be in vain if we gave way to that kind of thinking. No, we don't want that. We don't want to think that. We cast that out of us. We fight, man. We fight for our lives. And I hope this video is finding its way to the ones that need it. For I would be a messenger for God every day of my life from this point on. For we need each other. And yes, I am my brother's keeper. I love you, and I don't even know you. But I love myself, and so do you. Don't never give that up for nobody. Fight. We're here to fight. And if you need me, I'll do whatever I can to find my way to you. For I am a reminder and a messenger and an anchor. Hold on to me. Lean on me, so we will survive with each other. Maybe one day you can help somebody else. That's what we do. That's what life is about. It's about helping each other. Please, beloved, take time to watch this video. And God willing, there'll be more to follow this. Once again, I love you. I don't know you, but I know myself. And so I do know you. For I am you, and you are me. It's me today, and it's you tomorrow. Please, never give up. Never. Thank you for listening. May God bless you and get you through your moment. Whether you're going through that moment as I speak right now, 2 days from now, an hour from now, 2 months from now. It's time for us to start to fortify ourselves, to rebuild ourselves, to remind ourselves of who we are and where we're going. I love you, beloved. This is my job. I'm here to do it. Thank you for listening.